Hello children, I am Sunil Kumar Pandey, your English teacher from Cambridge International School, Dasua. I hope you attempted yesterday's worksheet. I have also come up with an answer key to that and I am going to discuss this with you. However, before that, let me make it clear that this is only suggestive. Your answers may well have variations. That does not mean they are incorrect. However, the substance, the main points should be the same and your answers should be in grammatically correct language. Don't worry about the effectiveness of the language as yet. This will come to you as you practice further. Okay. So, the answer to the first comprehension question is, among the most notable features of the scenery are Mount Altaid, a volcanic mountain with an often snow-covered peak, ravines and valleys, many of which are also of volcanic origin, and nearly 70 kilometers of beaches with black sand in the north and a lighter, finer variety of sand in the south. Probably you noticed that this long answer is only in one sentence. You also have to practice writing such kinds of long sentences, complex sentences, which in spite of their length and complexity are very, very clear to understand and do not impede the flow of the language. There are several parts which could have been omitted in this answer. For example, the shortest version could be, the most notable features of the scenery are Mount Altaid, ravines, valleys and beaches with black sand in the north and a lighter, finer variety in the south. The answer to the second comprehension question is, besides spending time on the beaches and sightseeing in the cities, tourists can go shopping at quality shopping centers, play golf in the golf courses, dine in the restaurants, or enjoy themselves at water parks, animal parks, or the theatre in the area known as Costa Adage. In February, they can also visit one of the world's largest carnivals, where they can also watch the distinctive local craft Tenerife lace being made. Again, you have to mark the length and complexity of the sentences and practice writing like that. For example, the first sentence, you could notice that it does not begin simply with the subject, tourists can go shopping. It begins with a qualifier, besides spending time on the beaches and sightseeing in the cities. So this condenses a large amount of information in comparatively smaller sentences and makes the language more effective. Coming to the third question, this one is rather short. The temperature is moderate with an average of 13 to 18 degrees Celsius in the winters and 24 to 28 degrees Celsius in the summers. This has been kept intentionally so short because the question was not on weather conditions or climate. It was simply on temperature range. Answer to the next question, D, is, apart from tourism, the main contributors to the economy are agriculture, including floriculture and fishing. You would also have noticed that I am using my own language. I am not copying chunks from the passage. This is the other thing you have to learn. For example, the word floriculture, which I have used here for cultivation of flowers. This word was not used in the passage, and several other sentence and almost all sentence structures, they are original. So as you proceed, you have to consciously develop your own language rather than having this tendency of copying chunks from the passage. And you might have noticed again this sentence begins with a qualifier apart from tourism. So beginning your sentences with a qualifier is a good way of writing in an effective language. The answer to the next and the last comprehension question E is: there are several interesting places to see, such as cave paintings in the south, Guimar pyramids and defensive castles at San Andres, several other historical and modern buildings such as the convent of San Augustine, the church of San Marcos, Auditorio de Tenerife and Torres de Santa Cruz, besides sightseeing in the towns or in the UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, Botanical Gardens or the Butterfly Park. Next question, which expected you to take one word from each paragraph which could be used as heading for that paragraph. Here are some suggestions. For para 1, Tenerife. For para 2, terrain or landscape. For para 3, climate. For para 4, facilities or leisure activities. For para 5, agriculture. For para 6, buildings. For para 7, towns. The question required you to choose words from the passage itself. So we were not at liberty to use our own words here. So that's why these words have been chosen. Question 3 required you to mark those parts of the passage which you would not write in a summary, which do not provide essential information. So I have reproduced the passage and put some parts under brackets which I think are not very necessary for a summary. Depending on the length of the summary, these parts could be expanded or shortened, and to reiterate, you may well have marked some other parts as well. So this was the answer key to yesterday's worksheet, and now we come to today's worksheet. In today's worksheet, you again have to read another passage. This time, this passage is a description of Cape Town, a city in South Africa. The first thing that you might notice is that this passage is not divided into paragraphs. Why? Well, simply because paragraphing is one of the questions. You have to decide where to divide this passage into paragraphs. We will come to that later. I will first quickly read the passage so that I could explain any difficult parts to you, causing that might cause some difficulty in understanding to you. So, with its majestic Table Mountain backdrop, majestic, very impressive, royal. Table Mountain is a geographical term for a kind of mountain which does not have very pointed peaks, which rather has flat tops. Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in the world, a harmonious blend of architectural styles. Harmonious blend is a phrase you should write down separately and learn its use. Blend, mix, and harmonious. A blend that is very, very natural and does not cause any kind of difficulty any kind of repulsiveness. So, a harmonious blend of architectural styles reflects the tastes of the past as well as today's more functional requirements. Between the high-rise office blocks, Edwardian and Victorian buildings have been meticulously preserved. Edwardian and Victorian are terms to denote architectural styles meticulously. Meticulous and meticulously. Note down these words. You should learn these words. Meticulously means very, very carefully. And many outstanding examples of Cape Dutch architecture are found. Narrow cobblestone streets, cobblestone paved with stones, the floor which is paved with stones, and the strongly Islamic presence of the Bokap enhance the cosmopolitan ambience of the city. Bokap is again the name of an architectural style. Now remember one thing here, whenever you notice a word beginning with a capital letter inside a passage, you should immediately understand that this is the name of something, because this is a proper noun. Cape Town's shopping options invite you to endlessly browse. Elegant malls such as the Victoria Wharf at the V&A waterfront, antique shops, craft markets, antique means old things, flea markets. Well, what are flea markets? I am also at a loss to understand this. This I leave for you. Carry out an internet search and find out what flea markets are. And art galleries abound. Abound means are found in plenty, in large numbers. Specialist boutiques offer an enticing, very, very attractive array, a long line, large variety of unusual items not readily obtainable elsewhere. One of Cape Town's biggest tourist attractions, the waterfront, evokes images of the early activities of the harbour, the places where ships dock. Much of its charm lies in the fact that this busy commercial harbour is set in the midst of a huge entertainment venue with pubs, restaurants, shops, craft markets, theatres and movies. Table Mountain is undeniably, which cannot be denied. Write down this word and learn its use. The biggest tourist attraction in South Africa, drawing local holiday makers as well as tourists from the four corners of the globe. The summit can be reached by trails or cable car. Trails, narrow paths for walking, and cable cars, the cars that ropeways that run on ropeways. Okay. But mountaineers do it the hard way. That means they climb it. On a clear day, the spectacular views from the summit, spectacular, an adjective, learn to use it. From the summit, 1086 meters above sea level, stretch across the mountainous spine of the Cape Peninsula. Spine, what is spine? The backbone. Now, how can Cape Peninsula or any other town have a spine? Obviously, this is a personification of the area, and calling it spine means it is as important to that area as spine is, backbone is for human body. So, mountainous spine, or this may also refer to its shape, running like spine in between, almost dissecting the terrain. And beyond, Table Bay and Robben Island. Robben Island, which lies about 11 kilometers north of Cape Town, has over the years become synonymous with the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa. Becoming synonymous with, a very, very useful phrase. Note it down and learn its use. If something becomes synonymous with something else, then those two become almost identical. With its anti-apartheid struggle. Apartheid, what is apartheid? This is the name of the policy of discrimination based on skin color, which was practiced earlier in South Africa. It was here that activists such as Nelson Mandela and Walter Sisulu, among many others, were imprisoned because of their opposition to apartheid. The historical importance of Robben Island, meaning Seal Island, can be gauged by its designation as a cultural heritage site. Perhaps you know seal is the name of a large sea animal. Heritage, an ancient site which is of cultural importance. Stretching away from Table Bay Harbor, the Atlantic seafront features virgin beaches. Well, I won't explain the word virgin. You find out by carrying out an internet search, but here virgin beaches would mean unexplored beaches. Along undeveloped frontages to the north and densely populated Sea Point to the south, leading on to the Clifton, Camps Bay and Llandudno beauty spots, among others. The western coastline is characterized by rocky outcrops, learn this phrase as well. If something is characterized by something, that means those somethings are essential part of that. India is characterized by a prevalence of a large number of languages. That means those languages are characteristics of India. And beautiful beaches. Characterized by rocky outcrops that grow out of the land abruptly. Major national and international windsurfing competitions are held at Blueberg Strand. Seal watching is an amusing diversion. Boat trips around the harbor and along the coast are always popular. Okay, so this was comparatively easier passage, and your task now is, in question 1, you are required to skim the passage and decide where it should be divided into paragraphs. Mark those places where it should be divided into paragraphs. Now scan the passage, read it carefully again, and for each of the paragraphs think of a heading to indicate its topic, as if for a tourist brochure. For example, you are writing a tourist brochure, you are using the same passage, so use a heading for each paragraph which you have demarcated. This time, instead of using words from the passage, think of synonyms, words or phrases with the same meaning where possible. This means that this time you are not to take words from the passage itself, those words should be of your own. Now the third question is summarize in one sentence. In one sentence is in bold and underlined. The attractions Cape Town has for visitors according to the passage. So let me see how many tourist attractions you can condense in one sentence only, and still keeping the sentence correct and lucid and understandable. Okay, so I will be waiting for your answers to this worksheet. Till then, thank you.